So welcome. I'm glad you've taken the opportunity to actually come and hear a little bit about what the courses here, the Transpersonal Art Therapy and the Transpersonal Counselling, are all about. Let me first of all introduce myself. My name's Megan Pascoe. I have an advanced diploma in Transpersonal Art Therapy and an advanced diploma in Transpersonal Counselling. Just to let you know a little bit about myself, at the moment I work in aged care facilities, working with people with advanced dementia. I also run my own private practice and have been moving towards working with people who are dying and bringing awareness around I guess this need to really be open about this particular process. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about why transpersonal, why should anybody do transpersonal studies, and then from there we'll be going on to look at some of our graduates and then also the courses that our college offers. I know for me that I was happily married. I had 3 children and a job that many people would have envied, but something wasn't quite right. I'd come to this crossroads and I began to question, was I in the right marriage? Was I in the right job? What was I doing with my life? Was I making a difference? And really that's what led me to this course. I'd been teaching for a number of years and had left that behind, and in this seeking to find something that had a deeper meaning for me, I dabbled in things, a bit of this and a bit of that, and each time I moved closer towards what I felt my sole purpose was. But it wasn't really until I started the transpersonal work that I just I just fell into that flow and instinctually knew that this is what I was meant to be doing. So the transpersonal work, some of you may be aware of the term transpersonal and some of you may not, and that's okay. So just a little bit about the transpersonal. This psychology, which in a sense is a meeting of psychology and spirituality, but it has a very firm foundation, beginning with the psychoanalytical approach that was, I guess, coined by Freud and then followed by Jung, both very individual, taking that psychoanalytical journey quite differently. But what happened next was that the scientists came up and said, well, how do we measure this? We want to be able to do the same thing over and over again and know the outcome. And it became more about the behaviour of the person than the actual person themselves. And then later on, the humanistic approach came to the forefront, bringing back the human in all of this. And then with this firm foundation of the psychoanalytical and the behavioural and also the humanistic was born really the fourth major approach, the transpersonal psychology. So transpersonal psychology, it's really about self-transcendence and going beyond the mask of one's persona. So what does that actually mean? For me, it was about being able to remove my mask, the mask of the mother, the mask of the wife, the mask of who other people thought I should be, and step fully into who I really am. So in transpersonal psychology, we seek to understand experience beyond the individual or personal to encompass wider aspects of humankind, life, psyche, and cosmos. So in transpersonal psychology work too, we can look to work with healing a person and the trauma or the baggage that they've brought that has been put on them generationally, ancestrally, and stop that from moving forward into the next generation as well. So the course very much, very hands-on course, but what we learn to do here is to help people, and it's not only people, it's ourselves, but how to connect to that that deep inner wisdom that all of us have. In the transpersonal work, our role is to help someone actually tap into their own inner wisdom. And of course, we've throughout the course we practice how, if this is not something that we're familiar with, well, what does that actually look like, and how do we actually do it? So it's about moving towards healing, or moving towards becoming more whole, through deepening our own awareness. And this is, I guess for me, this is the essence of the course. It's about moving into who I really am. Who I really am. So why the transpersonal? What has the transpersonal got to offer? I think for me too, it's the transpersonal is really it's really about empowerment, empowering our clients. Society is showing us through studies and research that more and more people are looking towards taking back this power, this power to heal, this power to grow, instead of passing that on to somebody else, whether it be through the quick fix, taking tablets, or some other guru. But people are really, really, really wanting now to be in charge of their own lives. And to me, that's essentially what we do in the transpersonal. So in the center, we have our client, and we're always working with our client to helping them work towards becoming more authentic, and actually really stepping up and stepping into this authentic self. What does that mean, being authentic? It means living the life that we choose to live for ourselves, not the lives that our partners expect, or not the lives that our boss expects, or not the lives that our family expects, but the life that is truly our own. And this is really a main tenet with working with our clients. It's not so much about fitting them back into society or fitting them back into this or that, but fitting them really back into themselves. Because once they're whole, or moving towards wholeness, this is when they're coming into a much greater potential, and their entire world changes. So we see each client as a unique person. No two clients are the same. So it's not a matter of, okay, we'll start our program here with every single client and we will work our way through. Each person is unique. Each person's healing style is unique. Again, our role is to tap in and assist our client find their own inner resources, rather than saying, well, this is the way that I think you should go. In the transpersonal work, we don't advise our clients. It's more about walking with them and supporting them while they dip in and find out what they need to do, what's best for them. And we help clients, of course, find their own way through the approaches that we take in the course. So why would anyone do transpersonal art therapy, and what does what does transpersonal art therapy look like? Well, what usually happens in a session is that a client is invited to tap into something and then to express that on the page through drawing or some other medium. And then once this expression is out and, out of the body and there in front, what the transpersonal practitioner will do will help that client unpack that and explore symbols and meaning and what certain things represent. I just want to be clear here too that it's not about looking at someone's artwork and putting our own interpretation on that. We can never know the symbols of another and what certain aspects contain meaning for them. In the transpersonal counselling, it's a little bit different. So rather than having this outward expression, the client we work with a client to in a variety of processes to actually deepen their awareness of what's actually happening within the body. And we can do this through processes that take a client into very deep relaxation. And by altering their state into this deep state of relaxation, just enabling them to tap into those inner resources. Other process, we actually learn to work with the body and how to use the body and access the wisdom that the body actually contains. So you're probably wondering, what it is, if I do this course, the transpersonal art therapy or the transpersonal counselling, what sort of work can I expect? And what we find with our graduates is that really it's just limited by our imagination. So we've had some graduates who have gone and taken the work into schools, prisons. Many of our students choose to go into private practice or to balance the private practice with something else, maybe, an aged care service or disability work, or even just running general programs within the community as well. We also have graduates who take this transpersonal work and take it into big corporations, helping them create like a meaning and really looking at what the people here in this particular organisation might value. So I'm just going to share with you some of the graduates and the sorts of things they're doing. So this is Imogen, and as you can see just by reading what's there on the screen, that Imogen is doing some really, really important work, working with people who have been marginalised and people who have been traumatised. So here she is working with children out of domestic violence and refugee families. But then she also runs workshops for staff on building resilience. And this is Kerryn, and I've actually got a little clip here of Kerryn talking. So I'm just going to play that for you now, just about how she found the transpersonal art therapy course and what she's actually how she's actually taken this forward. Oops, sorry, I'll just go back. Let me just. This is Kerryn.
Hi everyone, I'm just happy to tell you what doing a diploma in transpersonal art therapy has done for me. Once I got over the fearful inadequacy and terror of trying to be healing for someone and embraced the wounded healer concept, which was very liberating, what I did when I finished was work out ways to make art therapy my own, put my own stamp on it, and I've been able to forge sort of something that's uniquely my own in the field of ecotherapy. And it is out there. If you Google it, it is out there in various forms. But to make it my own and to make it real in the community and to make it pay, to make it be an income and a career that is receiving remuneration was also my goal, which I've achieved. So I do ecotherapy for women's groups, for mental health, for various groups, and it's different every time, and I write new courses and new material as I go, as I get feedback from the client group as to what their needs are and what their bliss is as well. I find that out, and I'm a big fan of Follow Your Bliss, Joseph Campbell. So it's been very liberating to be able to do that and forge my way through it, and art therapy gave me the confidence, gave me the tools to be able to combine some other skills I've had in my life and bring them all together to the fore and to make it work as a career. So I work sort of half a week in art therapy, and that really suits me. It really suits me. It is intense work, so you can't just. I couldn't do it 5 days a week. Other people may be able to. I don't know. But I find half a week's work in that work that really satisfies me deeply, feeds my soul and works with my capacities and my potentialities, has been very, very freeing. And I'm very grateful for the opportunity.
Thanks, Kerryn. And this is Lucy. And Lucy actually has started up her own private clinic, working one-on-one with clients in Glebe. But she also has other tools up her sleeve and works with the Starlight Foundation and also with a local community centre with carers and assisting them in particular programs. And Richard, who took his art therapy skills and combined it with his passion of adventure, and is now running a wonderful program that's been run by the Salvation Army. And this is Kellie. And Kellie works with people right across the age spectrum, so from children right through to adults. And Kellie likes to work in such a way that these tools, art therapy and sand play that she does, to help well, particularly children find an avenue for expression that they often can't actually express what's happening in their lives. Kellie has a private practice in Bondi and Katoomba, and she also runs regular retreats as well. I know for myself, as I mentioned earlier, working extensively in dementia and also around death and dying and bereavement, but having done the course, I've been able to really step into something that I thought for me would not be possible. And I work in community running a storytelling program, and the idea of this really is just to bring community together. So, if I decide to do this course, what does it look like? Well, it's really, really flexible. You can choose to do the course part-time or full-time, depending on, whether you're working or not, or you can work it around family commitments. The course is also vet fee help accredited, I guess, or assistance, so you can apply to have the vet fee help, which is wonderful now. It just means that, that people who really want to do the course have the means. And how that works is that the government subsidises the cost of the course, and then when you're earning over, I'm not sure of the figure, but earning over X amount of dollars, that a tiny percentage will go to pay off this particular debt. So there's 12 modules, and each module is 6 days. Well, In actual fact, it's 11 modules plus a practical placement, and the practical placement is 100 hours. So from now on, I'll probably be talking about 11 modules, so that if you just keep in mind that 12th module represents the practicum. So if you decide to do the course part-time, it goes over a 2-year period, whereas full-time, it is done within that 12-month period. At the end of each